Hello, my name's Rowan Daniels, and I'm going to be presenting on VMware, which is a software company based out of Silicon Valley. So, your first question may be, what is Silicon Valley? It is a company that provides software and application, mainly a lot of back-end stuff, and it's a cross-platform kind of thing. So, it works on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. They provide many different versions of softwares, but I guess their main vision and goal, which is exemplified by this great piece of technical communication, would be to connect their software to any device, any application, whether traditional, cloud native, SaaS, or on any cloud. So private, edge, hybrid, telco, public. And I think this piece of technical communication does a good job at showing their message, getting across that they have a really big, broad goal for what they want to do with the company. This is another form of technical communication, which I think shows it's even more precise about how it does it. It just doesn't have all the extra stuff about it. It's either a cloud or a wave, however you want to take it. It shows you are connected to the worldwide technology database and how VMware on the blue side is covering you on the back end and supporting all those applications that you use and operating systems. So, notable partnerships is shown by this web. I'd say the web's in some way a form of technical communication, not necessarily communicating a message of sorts, like in terms of like the last ones we've seen, but a new kind of message and showing how VMware backs up a lot of the top companies, which I think this one is, it has a really strong message in the sense that it shows VMware and how it works with very notable companies such as Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Hewlett Packard, IBM. So it gives VMware a lot of the credibility that it lacks from its name brand, because you aren't going to hear about VMware on a day-to-day basis, but you're definitely coming in contact with the companies and applications that are supported by VM software and cloud computing services. So right here we have data central virtualization and hybrid cloud structure. These are their three platforms for that service. And then we have network visualization and security learning, which is the NSX and the NSXT programs. Then we have virtualization and cloud management platforms, which are the RRealize platforms under the automation and operation. And then we have the desktop virtualization and mobility ones, which right here you'll see this is, I guess, a form of technical communication advertising the VMware Workstation Pro, which is an offshoot of 15.5, and that's run on the Horizon 7 platform, which is on the VMware Horizon Cloud. And that encompasses essentially, I guess, in this piece of communication right here would be how you have the backend servers, then you have the softwares, and then you have the actual place that it's utilized in your office or wherever you choose to use it. Right here, we have a great piece of technical communication explaining what makes VMware software different and why all these companies have chosen VMware. And that's essentially because VMware has come up with a proprietary system in which they take the server, they put the operating system on it, and then rather than running one application, they're able to, through the VMware cloud, and on one server run multiple different virtualizations of the operating system and application, which makes it much cleaner, much smoother, much faster, and ultimately much more secure than any other platform you're going to find. So right here we have my piece of technical communication. I basically just go about how virtualization makes VMware special, what's the vision for the company, how it's planning on going cross-platform and cross-operation systems and every piece of technology. And then right here it's about VMware providing exceptional software and how it's been recognized by a lot of great companies, just trying to, I guess, build credibility, show it makes them special, and then what's their plan for the future. Right here we have 6 pieces of technical communication that are actually produced by VMware. We have in the top right, this is a great one for when you're trying to sell software to a client. You can show them these are the areas that the software covers, and this is the 2 different softwares that can do what you want, and these are what makes them different. There's not necessarily a right option, but it's what's about best for you, right? Because, I mean, they're just trying to find the best solution. So right below that, you'll see version 1, version 2, version 3. It shows how VMware has evolved over time and gotten more complex, and how now that you're on version 3, it's doing a lot more for your company, or if you're on version 1, you should upgrade to version 3. Right to the next to that is a great example of a piece of technical communication which is going to sell you on getting the new update for, well, I guess in this case, vSphere 7 Update 3. It essentially, this update incorporates AI and really easy to work with infrastructure, and then it also allows you to scale without like no problem scaling, and then it also gives you simplified operations. So it helps the developers out a lot, and it basically is just trying to pitch you on why you should update to the new update. And then right above that, this is a really general one. It just basically shows you we have all these devices out here working, and while VMware's on the backside doing the data work and allowing you to have cloud networking and all of that good stuff. And then I guess the other two are along the same lines, except they get a little more complex. The one in the bottom left is related to Amazon Web Services, so it shows what application services they have through that, public versus private, AWS, all of that good stuff. And then right above that, it just talks about security and networking and what they provide on the back end. It's a little bit more of a look into the back end on describing like the actual services. So hopefully this summer I'll be interning with VMware. I've spoken with Tim, who's a software salesman at VMware and is actually their top software salesman. And he told me that technical communication is actually a huge part of what they do. It makes his job as a salesman a lot easier. When selling software, often he'll take boards with a piece explaining the difference between softwares or what a VMware does. If you don't have a big background in computer engineering or computer science, it's often hard to understand exactly what VMware has to offer, and technical communication is a great thing for him to be able to put it in front of the clients, give the clients a really clear image of what they're doing, and just ultimately be able to make it so that he doesn't have to explain as much to the clients, and rather it can just be shown through a really simplistic and easy to understand way that can be visualized rather than just talk to. Because I mean, oftentimes there's things that it's just really hard to get across. Like for instance, the visualization photo back there. Like I feel like that does a really good job at showing you what visualization is, rather than just trying to explain it to you without a visual prompt. So visualization and all of those great softwares and things that VMware does can be shown through technical communication, and my job as a software salesman would be improved because I have skills in technical communication and can make technical communication to sell their products. Thank you for your time.